Hi. So I tried to record this earlier. Um, the music was playing in the background. That'd be cool. Couldn't hear anything. So I'm starting over. I went to therapy. So it wasn't for the first time. I've been in therapy my whole life, actually. My earliest memories is being in therapy because my mom couldn't handle my emotions. She didn't know how to explain and talk to me about my emotions. So she put me in therapy, thinking a therapist would fix me, but it's not their problem. They can only help her as much as she wants to be helped. So, yeah. And I like therapy. I think I'm just comfortable with it. I think a lot of people think it's really scary, and it can feel scary and uncomfortable, but I think I'm just used to it. But honestly, it really helps. It really, really does help. This time I went back to really focus on making some changes and actually committing to changing and growing as a person and getting the mental help that I really need and the medication that I need. It was just really important to me that I got help. I do struggle with bipolar disorder from what they told me. I do believe it, but my psychiatrist kind of was like, well, just she gave me medication for it, but we're gonna see, I guess. So there's that. So I definitely want to really work on that, my bipolar, and just I've been diagnosed like 3 times already prior to that with bipolar disorder. So I definitely think it's that. But I want to grow and be able to deal and handle my bipolar disorder and take the medication and commit to taking the medication. And I want to commit to going to therapy and staying in therapy. That's something I've never done, is committed to therapy. And I definitely want to commit to therapy. So I just don't want to like be 30 and not make those changes that I needed. So it's definitely something that I am ready to commit to before 30, at least make some progress. Just being better for myself and just growing as a person and keep learning as a person and just, you know, like I said, making those changes to being more consistent, um, working on loving myself more, learn how to manage my anger. I think I also just want to learn some coping skills and deal with some trauma that I haven't been able to let go. It's been really, really affecting me on and off my whole life. Sometimes I let go, sometimes it comes back and I'm angry again. So I definitely want to focus on that. So I used to be at this one place that was free, but honestly, it didn't help. It was like low budget, I guess. And the medication was I always want to say placebos. Not placebos. I forgot what it's called. Um but it's like the fake, or not the fake version, but like another version of it. Well, anyways, it's a substitute practically for like another medication. And it worked for a little bit and then it stopped working. So I didn't like that. And I definitely needed more help. And I finally got my insurance together and I was able to go back. So that was go to actual therapy and actual psychiatrist with better medication. Um, so um, that was really important for me to actually get some real help and real medication. So that's one of the things that happened. I have family members that go to the same therapist that I'm going to, and they really enjoy it. So that's why I started going there, to hopefully get some help with actual real medication. My caseworker even told me like the medication is much better there, and so is the therapy. When it comes to like if I want a female or male therapist, I've never been picky about it, but I have to say I've experienced better therapists in men. Um, I've had 3 therapists that I could really think of that really helped me and were really kind and just helped me think about things, I guess, more in depth. But but yeah, so I think I don't know what I had a first session. I'll say that I had a first session, and it was with a woman, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like her. I think she says she can't see me weekly, which I would want to go weekly. I am hoping that they'll switch me to a male. I don't know. My first session with her, she was nice. Um, I guess she just asked me like usually in therapy sessions they kind of just jump right in, but this is like the first time where I've had a therapist and like they're kind of just like trying to like grasp everything of like my life, and um she's just asking me questions and like kind of evaluating me, which sometimes I don't think I've ever had that, honestly. I think they just jump in and they're like, oh, so what's wrong? What do you want to talk about? So, I mean, I did like that. But she can't see me weekly, which I need weekly for sure. I don't want to do bi-weekly. I feel like something's always happening and that I need to talk about it, and I'd rather have someone weekly for now. I haven't gone in person to therapy for like the past 10 years. Like, it's been 10 years since I was in person with a therapist. And I think that it's more intimate when it's in person. I feel like it has more meaning to me, at least. I need to see them face to face. I feel like body language, seeing somebody's body language might be able to help be more like, what's going on with them, you know? Because I kind of feel like virtually you can kind of lie. You can kind of, they won't be able to pick up on like, if I don't know, maybe if you're bullshitting, which I kind of want a therapist to be like, like I can tell you're bullshitting, I can tell you're not fine, I could, like, are you really okay? Like, I don't know, I want someone to be like, you know, someone to really just grab me and be like you're not okay, and we're gonna work through this, and don't lie, and you know, you gotta commit to the changes. That's something I want in a therapist, you know. I think why I decided to go back to therapy was, well, that was the whole point. I was gonna end going to the low budget therapy to go to like another one, but I was just having insurance issues, so I couldn't. But I fixed it, and it took a while, but I figured out everything, and I was able to go to the new therapy, and it seems like a good place. I definitely just want to, for sure, you know, one of my 2026 goals is to commit to going to therapy and commit to staying on my medication and making actual progress and change within myself, like deep in my soul, make some changes. I think like it's just hard when you have a lot of things going on mentally, and it makes you feel like very negative about yourself and about making those changes. But I feel like, you know, you have to try and actually push yourself to want it and commit to it, no matter if it feels like it's not working, if you feel like you're fine after a couple weeks, months, like it's gonna take time. I think like I've heard people sometimes say I've been in therapy for 10 years. I definitely want to make, I know it's gonna take time, so I definitely want to make progress that's gonna be long term and stick. And I feel like I have an issue with committing to things and having things stick, and not letting things go. And I just want to be able to make those changes like now. I don't want to go any more time not making any changes because I'm really sad, and I've gone through a lot with my parents, and I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to be able to be happy. I want to be able to live my life. I want to be able to not be so hard on myself, and I want to be free. You know, like free of these feelings that are not valid. I know they're not valid. They're not real. And so I just feel like therapy is just really important. I think everyone should go. Um, it's really frustrating when people think that they don't have to go or that they don't need it, because some people, they do. I think a lot of us go through a lot, and you know, committing to something like that is scary if you've never done it before. It can be intimidating, I guess I could see. But since I've been in therapy my whole life, I'm comfortable with it. But I could see that a lot of people think that like it's scary, and then that, like, I don't know, I think it's hard to want to come face to face with your issues and confront them and actually open up to them, because it's like opening up a womb. You're just kind of like there with that pain, and you have to face it. And I think facing it is the hardest thing to do, because it makes you sad, it makes you cry, it makes you uncomfortable. It brings you back to those times. But I think it's better to be healed and work on that and heal the womb actually, than to live life, never working on it and never talking about it. And I think that, I have, I think I have a lot of family members that deal with mental health issues. And, I had an uncle who passed away. And I kind of feel like deep down it was because, like, he didn't deal with his issues. He never learned to deal with his issues, and it consumed him. And that, I don't want that. It makes me sad for him that he never got to actually make those changes and work on himself. And I used to kind of have this saying where, like, I die one day, so I need to, like, focus on making changes and being happy, because I'm not gonna die not happy. I'm not gonna die that knowing that I was miserable. Like, that's just gonna be like drive me crazy. Like, if I was like dead and aware that I was dead, it would drive me crazy knowing that I didn't make changes and I wasn't happy. Death was like my drive to making changes and, you know, progress. As a society, a whole, I think we're more sad than ever. I think I've heard that too. That we're more sad than ever, and I think we all need to just be better and want better for ourselves, even if we feel hopeless. Therapy is definitely important, and I think people should do it and not be scared. We should be a little bit brave and push ourselves to go out there and just commit to getting the therapy, because it does work. It works if you put in the work. And that's something I feel like I never fully have committed to, I guess. So I definitely want to commit to it, and make some real changes. I just want, I think, for people to know that it's okay to be scared and uncomfortable, but to, like I said, be brave and go out there and look for therapy, look for help, and just talk to whoever you can. Um, Sometimes it's hard. I feel like because I'm 28, a lot of people don't want to hear that. Like, oh, she's still sad all these years later. Like, it's hard to want to open up to people, and it's a little embarrassing to feel like, like, oh yeah, I'm still dealing with this and I haven't made those changes. And it's because of me. It's not because therapy didn't work. It's because I didn't put in the work. And I think that it's the most important thing is to remember that you have to put in the work and you have to want it and you have to be brave and you have to open up. So yeah, I just hope people do that.